This is the bind off video for the Fishy Cloth and Mitt. This is the cloth only bind off. I am working, it's different from the other videos if you've been watching these tutorials. This is the big fish size, and I am using a different yarn. For this one, I'm using Cascade Yarns Nifty Cotton Splash. Okay, and so for traditionally binding off, you work the first stitch, work the second, and you slip one over. Now, since we have been slipping the first stitch this entire time to give us this edge, I continue with that when I bind off. So I slip the first stitch purlwise, move the yarn to the back, now knit a stitch, and you're trying to do this rather loosely. You don't want this to be too tight. Now I'm going to put the needle through that first one and just kind of slip it over that second stitch. So now we're going to do it again. This is our processed stitch, so we will knit one more. And now I'm going to slip that processed stitch, that first stitch, over the second stitch. So now I'm going to continue in this manner. Just make sure you're not pulling the yarn too tightly. It would gather the face of the fish, look a little puckered. We don't want that. So just make sure you're working nice and rather loose. You can use a size larger needle to bind off. That is helpful. I'll do that sometimes. So now we're nearing the end. Sliding that off. And so for the last one, we are going to cut the yarn and then just pull that loop through. So we want enough to weave in. So for this one, it's just a few inches is more than enough. So I'm going to cut my yarn, and right there where I have that loop, just kind of pull that loop through. And so now you have bound off your fishy cloth and you're ready to go weave in your ends.